Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kravili Kaimbe. If this is your first time on this channel, please don't forget to subscribe on the box down below. It is really important. And for those of you that have been around all this while, kindly know that I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your likes, your comments, and all the good stuff. Guys, this is a continuation to the previous video. Please do go and check it out. I hope that this one won't be as long as the previous one. The previous one was a little bit of everything into it, and I'm going to continue again with the Luke chapter 1 verse 37 that says, for God nothing is impossible. For God nothing is impossible, because he has given me a testimony for his glory. So to continue to the previous video, shortly after my daughter was just before she turned 2, my husband came to me saying that he had a dream. He had a dream that we were going to have another child. God was telling him that it would be a baby boy and whatever. And I'm like, God, no. Like, can you see? So you ask God for something, and then when God wants to give it to you in abundance, you start telling God, hold on, I'm not ready. When God has given you, when God has declared that it is your time, He's going to bless you. He is going to bless you and bless you in abundance. So yes, this is the story of my baby boy. I'll have a special message for him at the end of this video, but this is a message for my baby boy. I hope that he gets a chance to see this. I hope that my baby boy will know that I love him so much. And so yeah, this is his story. So my husband comes to me saying that yes, he is he had a vision. God was telling him that we're going to have a baby boy, and we are going to name him Seth. So my husband tells me, well, we're driving back from church, and I'm like, God, no, I'm not interested in this, not right now. Let my daughter grow a bit. I know I asked for this, but please let my baby girl grow a little bit more. And then shortly after that, I discovered that I was pregnant, and then we went to the doctor, did everything, and everything seemed to be normal. Well, everything seemed to be normal, and we were excited. We started getting excited, and I was starting to get used to the idea of being a mother of 2, of being a potential mother of 2 at that time. Went to the doctor, did the scans, and the doctor discovered that, oh no, this looks like it's going to be a baby girl. So my husband was a bit confused, like, okay, baby girl, but I thought that God told me to be a baby boy. But I'm like, no, anyway, a child's a child for the glory of God. We appreciate, we thank God for, and everything. So I was due to go for another scan. Let's just be slightly off in our second semester, and then second trimester, not second semester, trimester. So we went, and we got there. My baby was gone. So we got there, and the doctor's like, I'm sorry, can I see you in my office? There was no sound. There was just, it looked like something just there, just laying there, not moving. And yeah, not moving, just there. that's okay, that's the worst feeling you never want to feel, especially when you are excited about something, you've been looking forward to something, and then it happens the way that it did, and nobody ever prepares you for that, and nobody can ever, even what I'm explaining right now, the feeling that I felt thereafter is unexplainable. So here we are. I had to go to work after that appointment. I'm telling my husband, well, I'm going to work. My husband's like, are you serious? Like, are you listening to yourself? I'm like, I'm going to work, because I felt like it was the only thing that I could help myself keep my mind off things and just go about my day like nothing happened. So my husband's like, you're not going to work. Tell them that you're not going to work today. You need to rest. Yada. So here we are. We drove back. On our way back, my husband said, let us go to to church. So now we're back. We drove straight to church. We found one of the assistant pastors there, and then she prayed with us, and God revealed to her when we were praying. We told her what happened. We said this is the first place that we could run to before going home, and she was even astonished at how strong we were to even drive back to the house of God and say, God is the one that gives and takes. So we want to render everything to Him, and we want to give Him all the glory. So she prayed with us, and she said, I see a couple walking through your doors, and you guys will guide them into having their own child. So that was sometime in 2019. So after that, we went ahead, informed some of our parents that we had already informed of what had happened at that time. Right after that, a few months after that, God sent ahead a couple that was having issues, and they're having issues conceiving. So we joined it, we came together, we joined hands, came together, prayed together, we educated them on a few let's say in a few medical things that they did not know they could have done that we had already done. So they did the necessary checkups, the necessary steps. And today I'm glad to inform you that they are parents of 2 children themselves, because what happened is that we actually fell pregnant together for their first child, but it was for my second child. So all our children are going like within a month apart. So yeah, God did it. So towards the end of 2020, and yeah, I was pregnant throughout the COVID season. God was very good for us, to us, throughout the whole pregnancy as well. There was no complaints. But you know what stood out for this one is that on the first scan already, when I went there, the doctor's like, do you want to see which sex it is? I'm like, well, I know it's a boy. You don't even have to tell me, because God had already told me to be a boy. And it actually made sense as to what my child's name would be. My child's name is Seth. For those of you that needs to go and Google the meaning of Seth, feel free. It is an anointed replacement of God. So Seth was a replacement that God gave to Adam and Eve after Cain killed Abel. That's what it meant. So hence the vision my husband had and my son's birth makes sense. So just to get to that as well, when I was about to give birth, as I was about to give birth, the last appointment with the doctor comes and knocks at me again with another CS later. It's like, I'm like, what do you mean? I would tell you guys that I was really I was taken aback, because I was really hoping that I will have a natural one, especially since there was such a long break between the two of them, 2 years, more than 2 years difference, close to 3. So I probably thought it won't really be that I have a great chance. So the doctor's like, okay, the baby's not turning, yada 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 yada, we need to do what we need to do. But you know, when it comes to spending time with God, God does something to prepare you in every season. I believe that I've shared with you my testimony on my midnight prayers and how God instructed me and how God directed me. But there is one thing that God did for me in that season, is that He kept telling me that my son will be born. That He kept telling me that the 29th of January will be a very special day for me. And that was something that I was meditating on end of December up to beginning of December. I kept telling I felt like end of January will come with great news, whereas I was due in early Feb, but I kept feeling end of January. So when the doctor came, and God had already given me the date, the doctor came and he told me that, okay, we have to do a CS and whatever. I was like, God, why me? Why again? Like, why? I started asking God again. And then I remembered again that God said, and well, this time around, I asked why, but I was not in despair, or I was not as battled as I was on the first one. The first one really got me really bad. It really caught me off guard because I expected God to do things a certain way. I expected God to carry out my task a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, you gave me this job. Why? I was asking God too many whys and whys and whys. But anyway, here I was, having the 29th in mind. The doctor hits me with that letter. And then I just went and I told God, I said, if it's your plan, if it's your will, you've carried me through this the first time. I believe that you carry me through this again the second time. I'm not going to fret. I'm not going to complain, to murmur that much anymore. I just wanted to have control. So once again, the same thing that happened when I had my daughter happened with my son. I am sitting, and then this time around, I was just watching a random movie on Netflix, and then in this movie, a lady was complaining to God. She's like, God, why do I have to go through this? She had cancer. Why do I have to go through cancer? And then I give my tithe, I serve in the church, I do this for the kingdom of God. Why? And then as she's murmuring in the church, she's crying to God out loud. A pastor walks to her and says, sometimes God does things in his terms and not ours. That was my message. Sometimes God does things in his own terms and not ours. My own terms were, I am going to give birth. I am going to give birth this way or that way. I'm going to do things this way or that way. But God had to use another avenue in order to bring about the blessing. So what I want to point out in this video as well, the purpose of me doing this video is just to tell people that do not expect God to only work out the same way that he worked out for your sister or for the person next to you or the one behind you or in front of you. God can do things. He can change the narrative with you. He can take you through different seasons with you. He can take you through different avenues just for his glory. Like me, it has strengthened me. It has encouraged me. I know that God can do anything. He has made a way where there seems to be no way. Me, that doctors did not think that I would naturally have children. I am a mother of 2 today. I am a mother. I carried not once, not twice, but 3 times. And for the glory of God, I am here, I am standing. And for both of my children, God has granted me the grace to have a story around their birth in order for me to always refer back to it. Even when I look at them, I see the glory of God. Even when I lay my eyes on them, I see the glory of God and I glorify him for that. So my encouragement for anyone that is watching these videos, that would get a chance to watch these videos, is that do not lose faith in God. With God, all things are possible. And do not discriminate the way someone else has to go into becoming a parent. Do not criticize someone because they had to go through IVF. Do not look down on someone as a Christian. That is what I'm saying. Do not look down at someone because they had to go through a certain avenue that you did not have to go through. Some will give birth natural birth. Some will give through C-section. It's all a miracle. If the fact that you could sleep on that bed, you get operated on, and then being able to walk later on is a miracle, because some people do not get up from those beds, from the operation room. Some people do not come out of the operation room alive. So conception is a gift from God. Conception is a miracle from God. It is in the hands of God. I want to encourage you that is yearning for a child. I want to encourage you that is waiting to God to bless you. Do not lose hope. Do not lose faith. And remember, humble yourself before God. Surrender yourself before God. Only He can do what no man can do. It does not matter what the doctor says to you. You have fibroids, you have cysts. I know so many people that have fibroids, so many people that have cysts, so many people, some people like myself had issues of endometriosis and all of that. But God has granted us the grace to be where we are, granted us the grace to testify. My children are a testimony of His goodness. I believe and I pray that you are going to carry yours. And do not count the years, because do not count the years. When God brings about His miracle, He would want you to be prepared. And I'm glad that God allowed me to go through every season, because even how I choose to parent my children is based on that, because I asked God to borrow me these children. He borrowed them to me from His gracious hand. He borrowed them to me from His loving hand, and I'm grateful for that. And that is what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to share with you through these videos. And as I said, I've got a message for my beautiful boy. Oh, my son, I love you so much. I want you to know that your mommy and your daddy love you so much, that you are a gift of God. I call you my rainbow baby. I call you my cocoa. I love you, my son, and I pray that you will indeed grow to live your life for the glory of God, that you will indeed grow to be the kind of man that God has created you to be. You will be a leader. You will lend to many and borrow from none. You will always be the head and not the tail, my son. I bless you. I love you. And indeed, you are an anointed replacement. You've brought so much joy, so much happiness into our lives. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe once more and leave your comments if you have any. And remember, God can make a way. God will make a way where there seems to be no ways. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for you. He will be your guide. He will guide you through these hardest times. Just hold on. Hold on to the faith. Hold on. Christ Jesus will make it happen for you. And I wish you all the best. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ma vie est pareille à l'aigle qui éveille sur sa couvée. Voltige sur ses petits, les plots ses ailes, les ponts sur ses plumes.